Viewers, welcome to another video in our playlist on Power BI tutorials. In one of my previous videos, I have explained how group by as an option can be used to get summarized values like how we get in Microsoft Excel pivot table option. One of the other summarization techniques that we can use in Power BI is using a table and a matrix. Using a table and matrix is slightly different from how group by as an option can be used. Let's get into this video to understand how a table and a matrix can be used for summarization. As I was explaining in the introduction, let's understand how the visualization in Power BI can be done to summarize data using table and matrix. So before I get into Power BI, let me first explain you the nature of data that we have. So this is a data that comes from a tech support contact center. So when people call for their computer issues to be resolved, we collect two information. So in column A, we collect the make of the computer, the brand of computer. There we have Dell and Hewlett Packard. And in column B, we have the issue for which customer is calling, and that could be operating system, hardware issue, internet issue. So this is the data. So now this data I have already imported in Power BI. Let me move to Power BI. So in Power BI, you can find this data. So here you can see the data. So the make of the computer is in one column. The issue type is in another column. So if I click on visualization, so I'll be able to visualize this data using table and matrix. I have already copy pasted the template of table. So what you see on the left hand side is the table, and what you see on the right hand side is a matrix. We'll come to matrix in a minute. First, we will understand how to summarize using table. So let me first copy the issue type as my column 1. So let me take issue type and drag and drop it as my column 1. So here you see the different types of issues for which customer is calling. Now I need to have a count of these issue types. So what I can do is I can copy paste the issue, or I can drag the issue type in the count column one more time. So this is the category, but I'm going to count number of times this has happened. So I've copy pasted it. Now I have to click on the drop down, and then I need to ask Power BI to give me a count. So here, once I select count, Power BI will tell how many times people called for each of this issue. In our previous video where I was explaining about group by, there I can even do a sum, I can do an average, I can do all those options. But in a table, I can only do a count. So now I have counted based on a single column. So let me now add make of the computer also as one of the columns. Along with column 1, I am now dragging and dropping make of the computer also. And once I drag and drop make of computer, now I'll be able to see for each of this issue type, depending on which brand of computer, how many times people have called. So here, it is slightly difficult for me to understand because first you will have the issue types for Dell, then you will have issue types for Hewlett Packard, then you will have a count. So it's slightly a difficult option. But in table, this is what we can achieve. We can add multiple columns and then get summary. So I will not be able to create a matrix view. I have to go through row by row to understand the first set of combination. Again, row by row to understand the second set of combination. To overcome this, we have another option where we can use a matrix option, which I have kept as a template on my right hand side. So the matrix can be picked up from our visualization options. So in visualization options, just next to table, you will have matrix. And let me show that using mouse pointer on the visualizations, the kind of graphs that we have. You see the blue colored graph, yeah, where you see my mouse pointer now. That is where you will have matrix. So I have used that and I've created a template. So in this on row, I'm going to use issue type as my row. And in columns, I'm going to use make of computer as my column. So let me drag and drop those options. So issue type is dragged and dropped to the rows, and make of computer is dragged and dropped to the column headers. Now I'm going to count how many times this option has, or for this particular issue, people from different make of computer have called. So I'm going to now add count as an option. So let me drag and drop it in the values. Then in that value, I will use the drop down, and then I would say count. So instead of what value I get, instead I'm going to use count. And now if I select count, you will understand the same information that I achieved through table where I have to scroll down. Here I need not scroll down. Instead, I am getting it as a matrix view, and I can understand this matrix much easier than my table. So friends, I hope this video was useful for you to understand how I can summarize data by counting, and that too counting using a table and counting using a matrix. So this is an additional step of summarization as we have seen in our previous video group by. Hope this video was useful for you. For more videos on Microsoft Power BI visualization and some of the Power Query options available, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.